Hola! In this short video I'm going to talk about my LMS as well as my 3 formative assessments. So the LMS that I've chosen to use is OneNote. I find OneNote to be very easy to use for me and for my students. I'm going to use this column on the left here just to show how everything's organized. So in the content library, which is all the documents that I share with them, you can see it has the course docs like the syllabus calendar, the groups they're in, a brief explanation of how to find their work, complete their work, and submit their work. Then just bell work, notes and keys, links that they need for the semester, as well as a submit here. This is just because I do have the students peer edit, as you can see, and I want to make sure that what they're submitting to me, especially for any summative assignments, is their final draft. So I have a submit here tab. And then these are the different modules that we have in Spanish 3. We start off with a narrative or a get to know you project, so I have all the information. And as well as on the final draft, rough draft, this information here are the directions on how to use it. Under the narrative, I have a little practice that I do with them, just so they can practice the copying and pasting and making sure everything's in the right spot. And then I have my modules just broken up by the title of the units that we have in Spanish 3, which is just TV and movies, which you can see I have like the vocab links, then any necessary practices here, technologies that are the exact same way. Body, health, nutrition, their country project, and then lastly the last unit, which is the hotel and airport. So everything they need is on here. The links are available so students can work as they see fit. My first formative assessment is going to be through the office mix. This office mix is at the beginning of the year, and it's used to determine the difference between preterite and imperfect, which are the 2 past tenses in Spanish, and it's really challenging for students. So they've done a practice like this where the sentences are in English, and so now I have the sentences in Spanish and they have to pick which one it is. They can determine based on if they know the endings of the verb or if they know the rules of preterite and imperfect and which one that falls in. The next formative assessment I have is how I grade their rough drafts. I shouldn't say grade, how I give them feedback. So what the students do is using their OneNote, they turn in their rough draft into the correct tab, and I see this on my screen. Then I screencast over what I'm doing for them. So with a lot of the students, you can mark up their paper and do all these different things. They don't always know what you mean. So to really give clear feedback, I screencast over it. So as I'm marking, I'm talking to the students. I'm saying, hey, replace this or change this. Sometimes I don't even exactly tell them what to do. I say, hey, this is the preterite in the yo form. What do you need to add here? I found this to be really time consuming in the beginning, but it's actually really valuable in my class. It has allowed me to really focus on students that need very individualized help in specific parts of the language, and it's allowed me to let students that are a little bit more advanced research for themselves and kind of work independently, and then they still can make the correct changes that they need. And also students have found that it's allowed them to be more reflective in the errors they're making, and it's made them more aware as they're doing rough drafts in the future. All right, my last one. My last formative assessment ties into the first unit or module that we have in Spanish and the project with that. So once we've gone through all the vocab for TV and movies, the students create a screencast of their favorites when they were kids and their favorites now. So when they were kids is it's a past tense verb compared to now, which is present tense. So I'm focusing on that grammar, which ties back to this office mix, which we've been focusing on this whole time, as well as the vocab. The students can pick from a variety of choices through the vocab: actor, actress, movie, theme, book, video game, singer, comedian, anything that they would like. So this is a review of that past tense verb, era, as well as the vocab. And if I jump ahead, you'll see that then it changes to S, which means now. So the students are practicing, thinking ahead, and then preparing for that. This gives me really good feedback on if they're ready for that project, or if I need to go back and review preterite, imperfect in comparison to present tense, or the vocab. So that is my LMS and my 3 formative assessments. Thanks.